So today's video is going to be a spotlight video on Kazimir. I haven't done a Meet My Rats video in a while and realized that I needed to do two updated ones on Kazimir and Durian since they don't have their own video. So this is Kazimir. I got him the first week of February, I believe, and he is about 6 to 7 months old right now. And he is a Dumbo black self. Self means that he is completely one color, so he doesn't have any white on his belly, and technically he's not supposed to have any on his feet, so he's probably considered more of a mismarked self rat since he does have white toes. And he also has a few white hairs on his chest. But for the most part, he is completely black, and he's very shiny and silky, and he has a great coat. I'm not really sure on why we ended up naming him Kazimir. I do really like Slavic names, so whenever we do get a new rat, I kind of like to look through a list of Slavic names to see if any of them kind of stick out at me. Kazimir can be spelled with a K or with a C, and it means destroyer of peace. I don't really think that that suits him at all, but I still liked the name and we ended up picking it anyways just because it was kind of different and I just liked it. Kazimir is probably the shyest rat that I've ever owned, and for some reason he still hasn't really gotten used to the camera, so in a lot of clips in my videos when you do see him, he's kind of just staring at the camera like he is here. It's been a few months since I have been filming him, and I'm kind of surprised that he hasn't come around and gotten used to the camera like the other rats have, but that's okay. He's also not a big fan of free range time. He'll basically just hang out underneath the cage or in a pile of fleece while everybody else is running around. I still try to put him out of the cage when I'm cleaning it just so he does try to get used to it, and I'm hoping eventually he'll kind of end up coming out of his shell. But as I've talked about in my trust training video, sometimes rats are just shy, that's just their personality. I'm also wondering if it has to do with the line that he came from. He did come from a new Martin line, if you guys remember when I posted my video of when I first got him with his siblings. The line was originally imported from Germany, I believe, so I think that the breeders have a little bit of work to do when it comes to personality on these guys. He will take food from me, and he will usually let me pick him up during free range time to put him back in the cage, but he's not one to be cuddled or pet a lot of the times. He will just kind of snatch the food for me and be on his own. And he's still pretty jumpy when it comes to loud noises, but for the most part he does kind of recover pretty quickly and will come back to investigate to see what it was. He does get along with all of the other rats, and since he's been neutered, I do feel as if he's kind of calmed down a little bit. But for the most part, he kind of just hangs out in the cage with the other rats and just kind of keeps them company. I've kind of stopped focusing on him for trust training since I didn't really see any progress. But maybe now that he has been neutered and he's settled down in the girls' cage, I can start back up with it. But for the most part, I mean, I enjoy having him in the cage even if he doesn't always want to interact with me. But this is a good example that not all rats are perfect, including mine. So if you guys have any questions, just comment below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.